I played Raptor Boyfriend because I thought it would be stupid, but then I became emotionally attached to a dinosaur. Here's my thoughts. Raptor Boyfriend is a dating sim that follows Stella Starosta, an awkward, introverted girl who moves back to her hometown Ladle and quickly finds herself entangled with 3 intriguing love interests. Taylor, a melancholy Bigfoot, Day, a studious fairy, and Robert, a prank-loving velociraptor. Although I was initially intrigued by the brooding Bigfoot, it only took one drunken sleepover with Day for my sights to shift toward the bookish fairy. But then I remembered, this is Raptor Boyfriend. If I don't make out with a dinosaur, then what is the freaking point? Now look, I have to admit, it wasn't love at first sight. When Stella Starosta, arrived at my new high school, I had a stinky surprise waiting for me. Dinosaur socks. And not just any dinosaur socks, the sweaty socks of a snowboarding velociraptor teenage jock. This wasn't an unfortunate accident, but a coordinated attack by prank enthusiast Robert Raptorson, who had planned ahead for this unfortunate instance of biological warfare.
10 pairs of socks, 20 single socks, worn till they were so disgusting they could bring tears to your eyes. But I went further. I took those disgusting socks and I packed them all into a Ziploc bag so they could stew in their juices. But that wasn't enough, not for this raptor. I added an onion, a sardine, and a sprinkle of coriander to that bag. And then I left it in the sun for 10 days.
Robert insisted this was just a lighthearted prank, but I was still a little suspicious of him. Although I wasn't making the best first impression either. Because the thing about Stella is that she reminds me of myself in high school. That is awkward as hell. Like, this is how Stella talks.
I used to say everything I wrote out loud. So like, homework assignment, read The Outsiders. Yeah, I wasn't well liked. Okay, Stella, gotta think of something else, gotta calm down. Look in the rearview mirror, that always works. They say you should be checking the rearview mirror every 30 seconds or something, but for quick bursts. I'm more into checking every 3 minutes or so, but I give it a good stare, it helps me calm down. I sometimes get lost in it.
Nice skateboard moves. You sure know how to do the skateboarding with the jumps and whatnot. You're good at that. She has these grand ideas of who she wants to be, from a seductress to a rock star, but she struggles to translate those ideas into reality.
I bet we'd all feel better if we were doing some hardcore drugs. Like all my heroes and fellow rockers do.
At first, I thought she was just a fun caricature of Bella from Twilight, but it didn't take me long to realize that while Raptor Boyfriend is clearly parodying Twilight on a surface level, its real beauty lies in its sincerity. Stella may be awkward and a bit deluded, but she's also an empathetic and eager teen who is desperately searching for acceptance, and I could see echoes of myself in her. Although, unlike Stella, I'm not attracted to velociraptors. Speaking of which, let's talk about Robert Raptorson. Like I said, my first impression wasn't amazing, not so much because of the whole I'm a human, he's a dinosaur thing, but because of the whole festering socks in my locker thing. And look, it wasn't that I ever thought he was evil or a villain. I just thought he was immature and annoying and probably the kind of guy giving whirlies to nerds in the bathroom. But my first impression was fleeting, and by the second night I realized he was less stereotypical jock and more Andy from Parks and Recreation.
Burt Macklin, FBI. I was the best damn agent they had until I was framed for a crime I didn't commit. Stealing the president's rubies.
Hello, you've reached the residence of the late, great Robert Raptorson. Unfortunately, earlier today he died in a gunfight with the Dino Secret Service. His only crime was being too awesome for this world.
Robert?
I told you, he's gone. He didn't go quietly though. He put up a really amazing fight. He did all sorts of sick gun moves like jumping in slow motion and shooting 2 guns at once. They had to shoot him 100 times.
Or maybe he was more like this dude from The Good Place.
Can I tell you something just soulmate to soulmate?
Hold that thought. I'm gonna head to the gym.
Are you serious? Again, right now?
Yeah. I'll catch you later.
You're a solid player, Minifire.
Oh, cool. Yeah, definitely.
We should hang again soon, but not just for school, you know? Maybe next time I'll show you how to shred those slopes at Everidge. Or we can kick on my place too, your call.
Yeah, that sounds for sure.
Anyways, I'm gonna head to the gym.
Robert is definitely immature, but he's also sweet and enthusiastic and calls me Minifire. And the more I talked to him, the more I liked him. He's just so endearing. This is how Robert Raptorson talks.
Okay, got any tips?
Oh man. Oh man. Oh wow.
Are you okay? You're breathing kind of heavy.
There's just so much ground to cover. Pranks aren't just fun for the pranker, they're fun for the prankee, the audience, prank appreciators, basically everybody.
I've never really pranked anyone before.
Stella! That's right, I'm using your legal name. That's how serious this is.
Look, I'm sorry, I just never had the opportunity.
A good prank doesn't just fall into your lap. You have to create... Listen, I'm about to dilate my much sought after pranking techniques to you.
You mean divulge.
Do you want my secrets?
Plus, even though he gives off these cool, high-energy, charismatic vibes, he's also quite vulnerable. Like, he's super friendly and sociable and wears a varsity jacket, so you'd think everyone would like him. But the first time we meet him outside of school, not only have his usual friend group bailed on him, but this is how he introduces us to the local drug dealer.
And my good friend, your dealer. My buddy, Brandon. He's Ladle's best purveyor of illicit substances. It wouldn't be a knot party without him giving up his ganja and his mom's homemade beer. Selling my ganja. You still owe me money, by the way. You need anything? Let him know. For money.
To be fair, Brandon is kind of a hater in general, but still. It quickly becomes clear that while Robert is used to being popular, he's struggling to find his place in high school after an accident he had earlier in the year.
Everyone just kind of treated me different. I can't figure it out. Is it because I'm not on the team anymore? That's gotta be it. They must think I'm some sort of loser now.
You're not a loser.
It's not the first time they act like this around me. It's kind of why I stopped hanging around them.
They make fun of you?
No, they're just different. Like the other day. We were in the halls and Stu's was all like, wake up and whack-a-mole, and all the guys lost it.
Okay.
I know, I didn't get it either. It was some inside joke that came up while driving around town.
Oh.
And it's just, I used to be laughing with them. We don't even eat lunch together anymore. I know I stopped hanging out with them, but I guess I just figured they'd still invite me. It's like we don't have anything in common anymore.
Out of nowhere, I had a brief moment of clarity hit me. Hey, that's their loss. If they don't want to hang out with you anymore, I mean. They're missing out on a cool person.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, screw them.
Not exactly, because they really didn't do anything wrong. But sure.
Yeah. Throughout the game, Robert struggles with two sides of himself, the jock and the poet. The prankster and the earnest friend, the brave daredevil, and the partner who just wants to be reliable to his loved ones. Although perhaps his biggest struggle is confronting his vulnerabilities and being okay with the fact that he's not immortal. The emotional storyline was handled really nicely, straddling the line between heart-tuggingly serious and a little bit goofy, like in this scene. But you must have one weakness.
Well, I'm scared of meteors.
Meteors?
Like I said, I'm not scared of anything that can be planned for, the things you see coming. But meteors, it's like the world's just doing its thing, spinning around, being awesome, then out of nowhere, bang, something crashes into it. Something it didn't see coming. Just thinking, knowing that there are things out there that you can't stop, that no amount of planning can stop. I don't know, those things scare me because there's nothing you can do. No matter how fast you tailspin, they can come for you. When I think about that, I freeze up and I really hate standing still.
Robert.
Now maybe one day someone will make a genre-defining movie about how blue-collar know-how and grit can stop a meteor. Then I can make a plan for that too. But until then, I'm scared of meteors because they can crash into you and change everything.
It was in this moment, listening to Robert equate the universal dinosaur fear of meteors with a much more human fear of powerlessness, that I realized, oh no, I'm starting to fall for a velociraptor! But that's okay. If Stella wants to pick a dinosaur over a fairy and a Bigfoot, which, now that I'm saying those words out loud, I'm realizing that actually having a dinosaur in this game at all is a weird outlier in terms of romantic options. Because fairies and Bigfoot are big feats. Well, they're both supernatural creatures, right? But dinosaurs are a real species. Like, they did exist, they just went extinct. So they're not cryptids, which is how this game is described on Steam. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that if Stella was going to fall for a dinosaur, I'm glad it's someone like Robert. That's not to say we didn't have our difficulties on the path to true love. No. I mean, first of all, Stella sucks at flirting. Like, she's really, truly bad at it.
Don't worry about it, Mini Fire. I don't bite, I swear. Unless you want me to. Well, it's getting late. I guess we should head back.
Wait. I didn't want to leave yet. We were just getting to the good stuff. It was time to whip out the plan. Are you sure you want to leave? I'm just warming up.
I know. It can get a bit cold riding that fast.
No, I mean, yes, but also I'm warming up to the idea of...
Of what?
Oh, you're so bad, Robert.
I am? Wait, I'm confused.
So am I actually. Plus, although Robert came on strong at first, when he started to get closer to his snowboarding friends, it felt like Stella took a backseat on his priority list. That stung more than I expected it to, and for a brief moment, I was eagerly searching for a dialogue option that said, "Screw you, Robert, I'm gonna go make out with Bigfoot." But what I love about Raptor Boyfriend is that it embraces not just the shiny, exciting parts of romance, but the melancholy bitterness of it as well. It's a strange, funny, and beautiful romance sim about embracing your authentic self. Oh, and also there might be a mass murderer out to get you. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you feel like it, you can like and subscribe for more random video game content. Either way, I hope you have a beautiful week and that all of your dreams come true. All of the sweet, wholesome ones. You pervs. Okay, that's all, bye.